Big news is coming from the United States. Former Reserve Bank of India Deputy Governor Viral Acharya believes that the US President Donald Trump's decision to impose higher tariff on Indian goods might be not all bad. In fact, he says that it could actually help India's economy grow in long run. But how? Let's break it down in simple terms. First of all, let me tell you what exactly are Trump's tariffs. Donald Trump has announced that from April 2nd, 2025, the US will impose reciprocal tariff on various countries. This means that if a country charges high taxes on American products, the US will do the same to their goods. Since India has higher import taxes on American goods compared to what the US charges for Indian goods, it could be one of the worst hit countries under this particular policy. Let me give you an example now. If India charges 30% import tax on an American car, but the US only charges 10% on an Indian car, then Trump's new policy could increase that 10% to 30% to match India's rate. This could make it really hard for Indian businesses to sell their products back in the US. But why could this be a good thing? Aren't you confused? Well, at first, this sounds like a really bad news. Acharya believes that it could actually push the Indian government to lower its own trade barriers. If India reduces import taxes on American and other foreign products, it will A. Increase competition. This means that Indian companies will have to improve their quality to compete with foreign brands. B. It will improve job quality. More competition means companies will need skilled workers, creating better jobs. Thirdly, boost manufacturing. Indian firms will have to upgrade their factories, leading to a stronger industrial base. Acharya, who is now a professor at NYU Stern School of Business, points out that this is how India transformed its economy in the 1990s and 2000 when it opened up trade. He believes that lowering import duties will once again push Indian businesses to innovate, improve efficiency, and become global leader. India has already taken steps to cut some import taxes, specifically on US goods like cars, chemicals, and electronics. More discussions are happening about further reductions to avoid any major economic shock. Acharya argues that lowering tariff in phases with clear communication will help businesses adjust without sudden disruption. If Indian companies know the government's plan in advance, they can prepare for the changes, invest in better technology, and train their workers for global competition. He also gave a really interesting perspective. Acharya warns that India's economy is currently dominated by 5 big business groups: Reliance, Tata, Aditya Birla, Adani, and Bharti Telecom. These companies have benefited from high tariff that limit foreign competition, making it really hard for smaller Indian businesses to even grow. He suggests that reducing import duties will actually encourage fair competition, allowing more Indian firms to become globally competitive. The question is, what can India learn from the past? India saw this massive economic growth in 1990s and early 2000 when it lowered trade restriction and allowed foreign companies to invest. This led to the rise of global Indian giants like Infosys, TCS, and even Bajaj. Acharya believes that a similar approach today can actually help India create the next generation of global companies, transforming it into major industrial and technological powerhouse. In conclusion, Trump's tariff policy might seem like a challenge, but it could actually be a wake-up call for India to embrace global trade more openly. If handled well, it could push Indian businesses to become stronger, more competitive, and better prepared for the future. Instead of fearing higher US taxes, India should use this like an opportunity to create smarter, more dynamic economy, just like it did in the past.